quiet so you hear it come up. Bing, it's up.
Motion?
Motion to come out of executive session.
Motion, Mr. Morris, is second by Mr. Cross. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Let the record reflect no action taken.
All right,
Mr. Harrison, the ball
you're
is
on the
Mr.
floor.
Slay. Mr. Harrison, ball's in y'all's court.
I don't know if y'all seen it, before the Craig passed around.
No,
I'm good.
you don't hold one side of that creek.
Hey, tell me this, how tall are we building it?
Not tall enough to suit me.
I mean, like the Bay Area, what are we doing for like heat or air?
Was it?
When it's so hot in the summer, what are we doing?
We don't
Fans.
think.
We got fans. Is that part of something extra we got to buy, or is that going to be with the cost of
We'll
it?
put them in ourselves.
Everything you want to go in needs to go in that, this, whatever RFP, not RFP, whatever spec thing we want to do. I mean, if you, fans,
about,
heat for the winter time,
What about the
whatever.
slab for the heavy equipment in the back? Are we doing anything different for it?
Well, this will be a little heavier sport slab right here on the wash bay,
Uh-huh.
and the shop area right here will be a little,
It is?
yeah.
All right. So it's a thicker,
Thicker slab.
okay.
Right here.
All right.
See, okay. I need closer.
That's a question real quick on the wash bay. Yeah, the city's getting ready to start raising their water rates again. And is there any kind of system to, like these car washes that I don't know how much washing you do and that we utilize water as opposed to having to keep paying? Or maybe we look at drilling a well for our wash bay, because cities, they're raising the rates, and we start doing a lot of water out there.
Looking alongside well.
Yeah, I mean,
On site, yeah.
As long as we're not certain any.
How much washing do you do over there, Mike?
A lot.
Keep our equipment clean now.
Look at that.
We try to.
Muddy weather, you gonna be, yeah. You got to.
You talking about $25,000 for a well?
no, you do less than that unless you got to drill down.
My water bill runs about 400 a month right now.
Oh,
You
wow.
can't, I mean, you can get to that number if you got to go far down, but you can do it a lot cheaper than that.
You
Okay.
just don't know how deep you gotta go.
That's right,
No
yeah.
problem.
Well, we don't have to do that
We're
now.
saying, dude.
That's,
Yep.
All right, I'm sorry, move on.
That's what we run a month right now.
Huh?
400?
About 400
Feet down?
No, $400 a
a
month.
month on water bill.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it pay for itself almost. It just depends. I mean, we just got to see if we
How
can't
deep
get
you
somebody
gotta
look
go?
at.
But like we
How
haul
deep
dirt
you
in the
gotta go?
truck,
Yeah.
and we gotta go pick up asphalt.
You gotta wash
We
it.
gotta wash it out.
oh, I got you. All right. Okay.
So contaminate your asphalt.
Yeah, I got you.
Same way with chip seal or anything else, you gotta have your beds clean.
Okay.
So Mike has met with the contractor. We actually went and looked at 2 or 3 examples of what he's already built previously. So we know what the work looks like. I think there's good satisfaction with that. Seems to understand what he needs. My impression is he understands that we're trying to be as frugal as we can with this thing.
Yeah,
So-
I agree, he does that.
I understand that, but I would rather not piecemeal the air, the heat and fans. Those big fans that's at buildings
All
now.
the big ass fans.
I mean, that's the time to put it in there is when you're building it.
That's right. Absolutely. We don't need to really
I
cut
don't
any.
wanna, I mean, I don't think you're gonna
that.
save very much money by us doing it after the building's built. And I think you're gonna run
And
into
you-
some issues with trying to get things installed.
And your hired help won't be very appreciative of the fact you were waiting to put air in there, at least fanning to keep them cooler as best
I
you
would
can.
go ahead and try to get the air control with the building.
With the carbon dioxide.
Well, I mean, I've got that, these are vents right here from the top of the roof.
Yeah, you already have that.
That's just,
Okay.
yeah, that's
They kick
standard.
on.
Let the heat out.
Let the
They
heat
don't do
out
a great
and-
job, but
Let the
Okay.
carbon dioxide out, but yeah, I mean, we can go in here and probably use like something like what they call that big ass fan, like we got in Marino, probably put 1, 2 in there, and probably take care of the whole, most of the building right there for the shop area.
Short fence.
That's what they call it.
Well,
that's
that's
it.
a-
What's their name?
That's where they're advertised. I
Well,
get,
you're gonna
I
have to
get,
decide which size
something
you
in mail
want,
all
so
the
that'll
time,
be a
stuff going.
difference.
Big ass fan.
yeah.
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 Wow. All right, what's next on the, what do they show us, Mr. Harrison? What's next?
Well, they're supposed to give us a price tomorrow, right?
Not the next Friday.
Oh, next week. Oh, I thought it was tomorrow. Okay.
Next Friday morning, I will have a hard number.
Mr. Slay, walk this way.
I will have a hard number
Please.
of a price on that building right there. Tell you exactly what it's gonna cost.
Locker room.
Ain't gonna be
So
no
what
guesswork about it. It'll
What
be
we
exactly
need to
what it
move
is.
the process forward for you guys, in terms of next steps, if we decide this is the direction we're going, we need a not to exceed number.
Okay.
Nine
That's
hundred
what I
thousand.
need. I need a not to exceed.
I'm good with that.
I don't see it.
I mean,
Do I see it?
$55 a
What
foot
you looking for, Mr. Spock?
times 15,700 is
Put you a shower in there somewhere?
860,000.
Yeah, one right there.
Oh,
Right there.
Oh, big savings.
Okay.
Huge savings.
From what we were looking at. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I was looking at this over here. The cheapest option we had, I don't remember what was what, but
But you're doing 88.
the cheapest one was
almost two.
yeah,
Separate.
1.7. Yeah.
Well, that money we're gonna let him lay it all out. Do we pay that out?
The
Is it
10,000.
9,000, 10,000?
Yeah, I'm sure that's gone.
I thought we was gonna use some of that to draw, drawings, architecture.
All right, I'm standing my Judy Sir Wales is telling them, Swales, whatever the hell his name is. They tell me I'm not doing my job. What else do we need to be doing on this building? Anything else?
I think we.
What's our next step? You started saying and stopped.
Yeah, so, it's all timing. What we were trying to accomplish from a timing standpoint, to start this as quickly as possible, the hope was that we would have some sort of not to exceed that I could relate to CMPDD, and we would have a resolution in front of you guys on Monday that said we intend to enter into this process for a not to exceed number of $, and go ahead and adopt the resolution. And then as long as the number comes back at less than that not to exceed number, we can proceed. We would be ready to do it, right? So,
But we have-
I don't think that Troy, I don't think that our contractor is ready to give us a not to exceed, so I think we just need to understand, we're not gonna be starting this until the 18th. We're gonna lose 2 weeks. It's what it is.
Friday morning, I'll have we sent this out to the contractors, everybody's gonna give him the figures back. He'll have a hard number on this unless we change anything on the bill. It'll be, what the bill will be.
We're
How
just-
high
we're gonna be 2
is the
weeks
building?
behind.
The roof line,
Mhm.
that's gonna be 18-foot eaves on the side, and it's gonna end up being about 22
Yeah,
inside.
18 eaves, okay, that's good. Yeah,
Before we
don't have a
raise
problem
it
with
up,
any
we
track
get it
overs.
up
anything.
and raised up in the inside.
I don't think we'll have any problem with the city, but you need to, I assume, is Troy gonna take it to the city and let them take a look at it and make sure? Oh, we don't.
I've already had Renee take a look at this scale drawing and give feedback. There's probably 3 or 4 things that we need to talk to Troy about that she identified as it's common code issues that we would face. But I don't know that there's been any addressing of the exterior or anything like that. But
I would say, once you give the list to Troy and say, this is whatever it is you want, then let somebody needs to make that decision. I mean, that not to exceed needs to include whatever the city requires of us on the exterior side of the building. When Jamie did it, looked at it, he said, well, you're in an industrial area, and especially at the back of the park, I don't see having any problem with the city, but they hadn't seen anything yet either. So I want to make sure that we have that review before we say, this is our cap, so I'd hate to find out.
the way the process would work, Bob, is that we will say to CMPDD, that is what we want right there. And it's gonna be up to them and the contractor to secure whatever
Approvals.
approvals are required.
This takes us out of.
Well, yeah, I get
we're
that.
really
The
not contractors.
contractor is under contract with CMPDD, there is no moving, there's no adjustment.
Well, I'm just saying, you want us to adopt a resolution of not to exceed amount. I just don't want us to come in here and say, okay, it's $1 million, and find out the city's gonna require us to brick the whole damn thing, and then it's gonna be another $100,000 to brick it. Now we've got to come back and do it all over again, you know.
I would want to have that conversation with CMPDD's lawyers to make sure that when we pass our resolution, that everybody understands it's exactly as presented here. If the city requires something different, they need to tell me what happens then. I don't know.
So my question is then, is that if CMPD gets it, the contractor come up with, let's just say for argument purposes, $1 million, and everybody's, okay, we're cool, everybody, let's start the ball rolling. Then, the financing side, Laura, you said whatever bank, or we put it out for bid if we want to, or?
Right, according to Lynn, you can do a single placement, or they can be bid.
And then, do we set the specs for that bid if we want to do it like that? Or we say, okay, we want to do a 20-year payout, 5-year fix, 10-year fix for the 20, or what?
This is handled through
CMPDD handles all of that.
All
We
that.
tell them, we want
This
you
is the
to
way
talk
you'd like
to the
for it to
following
be
banks.
structured.
You talk to the following banks, you get the best deals out there, you make sure that they understand.
okay.
You're shopping
So you want $1 million?
among everybody gets a shot at it, and you let them handle securing the financing
Right,
part
and
of
this
it.
is the number of years
Yeah.
that we want to go. and-
Okay, let's just say for argument's sake,
Well,
we come up with
55 was
something
at
that's,
55
the
anyway.
annual debt
So
service
it
is
may come in.
$100,000. And we're talking about saying, okay, since this is the road department per se.
I got that
then
number
we can
by
transfer that 100 out of
5,700
road,
times
$100,000 each out of road
55,
into
so-
debt service to help pay it,
Or
or
15.7.
Pay it directly out of the road on debt service that's not in your BNI.
Don't have to do that.
fund, Right, or you can pay a portion, however you want to.
But this, we've agreed to take EOC out, so this is strictly road.
That's correct.
So road and bridge fund can fund, we could say, hey, the rate's too high, and we just ought to go ahead and bite the bullet and write the check out of road for the whole
No,
thing.
I
We
think
do
we
that.
have, don't we have to lease this out or sell the
It's a
bonds?
lease.
Huh?
There won't be any
We have to
penalty.
do this to start with.
There's no
Yeah,
penalty.
there's no.
We have to
There's
do
no penalty
this.
for early payment.
But originally though, we have to establish we gotta sell some bonds
have.
or get a lease of some sort
They have
originally.
to borrow the money, CMPD borrows the money to construct the facility, and we lease the facility under an arrangement with CMPD that returns the borrowed amount plus interest.
But I'm saying though, I mean, we agreed to go this route so we don't have to write the big check out of road and bridge.
Right, yeah.
But I'm also saying though, if it comes back and whatever happens and the interest rate moves up by 200 basis points between now and the time we close it, and we're at 7 or 8% interest rate, and we decide, that's just too much interest to pay on the deal, we can backtrack. No? We can't change our mind and say, we're just gonna write a check for the whole thing?
Unless it's an
Not
early
originally.
payoff deal. I mean,
Well, I mean, it won't matter. We could get an 8% loan if we paid the darn thing off in the first month.
After the
Right,
lease
There's
is
no
in place,
fee.
then we
We
can
can't.
pay it off.
Okay.
you still have to
There's
go,
no-
you have to go through it.
We can.
Pay it off, yeah.
But we have
You
to.
gotta get it established.
Well,
and
then
pay it
what
off.
Bob was saying we could do.
Yeah, but in
It's gotta be
essence,
complete.
and we
It's
would
gotta
just
be
have to go through the process of getting the financing in
At
place
any point, we can
first.
pay it off.
What fee does CMPD charge us on
It's
this?
It's a
I
modest
think
fee,
it's
and I don't
I
have the
don't
details,
have
we'll
that
get
right
there.
yet, but
No,
they.
no, no, I'm
It's
saying,
very
the
modest.
way
They don't make
by the
money.
law for us to be able to do
All
it
right.
this way.
Anything else on this? I'm done with it. Anything else on this?
I do want-
Mike, you had any questions?
Well, I just want you, I mean, this is just the building for the shop and the office now. This is no,
That's not any additional dirt work, that's not any heavy gravel you're gonna have to bring in to.
He's still gonna have to build a deal to hold our
Materials.
soil
Yeah.
materials and put that,
Fuels
something
and
to
everything.
put, our trucks under.
well, we got some outside facilities, but we can do that as a process. I think we can do that. Me and Craig talked about that. I think it'd be easier to do that.
Still gotta have somewhere to put the material.
Yeah, I get that. Do we not need to wrap that all into one deal like this with CMPD, or we just gonna keep the building separate?
I think we need to keep it separate personally, because I think we can do the other a lot cheaper.
We can do that a lot cheaper.
Can we?
Trying to keep
Yeah.
the number low, as low as we can get it.
You know, the more stuff we pile in this, the higher it's going too, you
Well, I
know.
don't know. I just don't, you know,
I'm hoping that I got 2 buildings down there that I can tear down, and then we can remove.
But I just want to suggest that if our number comes in out of whack, that there has been some interest shown from some local people here that have gotten wind we're doing this, that they would like to maybe put their,
Contractors.
yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch of interest
So,
on part of
And-
this right here.
that's what I'm
Talking
talking
about
about.
on the same kind of thing?
Yeah.
Doing this same,
Doing this building.
I know, but
Yeah.
doing this same, like, design build type deal? Or build whatever?
That want to sell, that want to build this building for us. what
Right.
I'm talking
Gonna
about.
be in the spot that Troy Berg is. in
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right,
And so
that's what I know.
I told them at this point, I mean, I just talked to them yesterday, you know, and unfortunately one of them has a shop on Market Road. But I told them that the ship had really sailed and we kind of already got our design, everything done, and that I thought it's tomorrow we was getting our pricing, but I told them I'd let them know whenever we got our pricing. If it wasn't within what we thought, then we might discuss something.
We just gotta give Craig a not to exceed number.
Yeah, so where we are right now today, without direction from the board, on what to tell the CMPDD attorneys, we can't have a resolution for
Right.
y'all Monday. So the next time we meet is the 18th.
So,
Because that'd be the earliest
That's
anyway.
the kickoff of the resolution of intent process. Then there is a delay to set a hearing.
Well, why can't we next week go ahead and establish our not to exceed number?
he said right now,
Oh,
he can get it going to where Monday we can have
oh,
it.
you said you don't have a
How big a
resolution.
building you doing?
Okay.
What's the gross square footage of the whole building?
15.7.
900,000.
How many?
900,000.
I think $1 million.
He needs to higher than that. Just
I think
keep
a
yourself cushion. So
Adding
we
in
can do
that
it.
that
We're on
fan.
camera. Whatever we say is what they're gonna hit.
Right.
I just
Oh,
say wait
that's
then.
true.
I say
Yeah.
wait.
I think so. I think the best thing to
I say
wait.
just wait. We don't get
I
two
get
gangsters
why we're
here.
waiting. I
You
just- Y'all
know.
need to understand that this is pushing us 2 weeks back. The longer we wait, it's.
Yeah, but I'd like to hear what they come up
Look, you're
with.
not gonna have a resolution for us Monday anyway,
Yes, we
so.
would. I got an email.
What was the
waiting on me
18th
right now.
then? What did you say about the 18th?
I have to have a not to exceed number in order to get the resolution for you.
Well, that's why.
Mike just told you his man's not ready to give you a firm not to exceed number that then I can turn around and give to you.
But
Why is he not ready to give us that?
He's
Just
not
that
ready until
we
next Friday. is
say,
what Mike said.
Well, then why do we need to give him anything then?
It's between us and CMPDD.
It's all to put in a resolution that says, we are not going to enter into a lease arrangement eventually that is for more than this amount right here.
okay, whatever.
You need that now.
I would need it now in order for us to put that in front of you guys.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna
Understand-
tell you now, we gotta,
Understand
Okay.
that a not to exceed.
Why can't we write it down,
does not
hand to you?
mean the
Because
number.
public record after the fact. So.
I don't
The
think
not
we
to
need to.
exceed number does not mean the number. It doesn't have to mean the number. Okay? So if y'all were comfortable of saying, whatever we end up with on that piece of paper, and whatever Troy tells us, we ain't paying more than $950, that's it. That would be in the resolution of intent.
And his will come up right
And
about
if
nine
it comes
fifty.
up $850, then that's our number.
I say wait.
Okay.
I'd like to get it, but I say wait.
Well, we're gonna be pushing this off 2 weeks.
Well, what's the big deal to push it off 2 weeks?
Well, I thought trying to get this darn thing done.
Oh, I know that, I agree, but I mean, you're just now getting into prime building time. So,
It is what it is. I can't.
I mean, I don't know how you're gonna change
Well,
it.
I know yesterday we finished up this final drawing yesterday in his office. He sent out an email and sent this out to his contractor
Right,
to get him a price back by Friday, next Friday morning. And I'll
Okay.
send y'all,
why can't we do
that's what we hit on. And that's gonna be a hard number. I mean, that number should.
well, what if we just,
shouldn't change unless
what if we have
change
a special meeting come in here, just to clear it
You
up?
could do that.
Probably as the following week we're gonna be in the coast.
No, I'm talking
About
about,
like next Friday.
Yeah.
18th is
I want
good.
that up the afternoon. Y'all wanna reconvene next Friday afternoon?
why don't we just shoot in here, it won't take a minute.
If I be, I don't care. Right, yeah.
I know you're not 5 minutes, I'm,
That's right.
me and Steve one gotta drive.
15,000, how many square?
15,700.
Is that I still won't have a resolution for you till the 18th.
Why?
when you have a
Because you
meeting.
gotta take action on it on Monday.
197 long.
I gotta have a number.
Today to have the resolution
197
Monday.
feet long.
Whew, Lord.
I don't know that I can.
It's 15,000.
necessarily, If we get a hard number
197.
from Troy, if we get a hard number from Troy,
Times.
I don't need y'all to.
How much weight?
Well, why can't we just have
a not to exceed number. All I was trying to do is get this resolution of intent in front of you.
I guess.
About
Monday.
a
so
third
we can-
of it
When
is
we get
finished
the hard
out.
number, we're
Right.
through talking, we're moving.
You got, I can tell you.
As long as the number comes in under that not to exceed number.
I do.
80
I think
by,
I'm willing to blow the 2 weeks wait before. Because the problem is you don't know what steel costs are. It's up high.
52 feet.
Well, if it blows through the not to exceed number, you're done.
On 10, write this down.
Yeah, man.
450
Hang on.
458,000. It's 457.6, but say 458,000.
Oh, that's the cost.
Yeah, that's gonna be on the finished out
Now,
part,
how much you apply that for? 100?
110.
All right, what are
Show
we
me now
doing,
the
folks?
other part.
400 what?
456.
Mike, what are you doing?
6.
What, are you done?
58 something.
Yeah, I mean,
How
I'm
much is
clearing
the rest of
ground, burning brush over it.
What's the rest of it?
So,
80 foot wide.
80.
All right, gentlemen, we got Johnny up here. Johnny, come on up. Share the love.
That's easy.
Johnny, go
What was the
lefty,
number
get
you
up
used
here,
first time?
go.
I've already been asked to make it short, sweet.
What was the number you used first time?
160.
80 by 146.
Oh, 14. Okay.
I had to do a little math. Make sure I'm speaking to the mic.
45.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
You might want to give your name and address.
I was reckon. Look, I'm sure somebody else is gonna already ask.
Down there. What was that I give you?
The health department had cleared out that
456.
portion of the offices up there that the election commissioners are
Right.
moving some equipment into and using, and that the air is out up there.
Right.
And Johnny had said that it was gonna be 8,000 to replace that unit, and y'all had asked about a window unit, so that's one of the things that he was going to address.
Miss Laura told me y'all recommended possibly a window unit temporarily to get by, and,
Sorry, sir. Who are you? I don't think I've ever seen you here before.
yeah. Well,
He works
you
on-
asking me that way, I can't say what I was gonna say.
He works on Thursdays, Chuck.
On Thursday.
You never come for a board meeting, I don't think. But anyway, go ahead.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. You know, that's probably a good thing. Y'all haven't had to worry about me. Everything's been handled correctly. The window unit can be put in. The way the windows are set up in that old courthouse, they're louvered windows. And each window section has one section that has a solid pane that's large enough to put a window unit in. The trouble with this particular room is the window pane to be taken out would be right above the door of 911 addressing.
So the water's gonna drop on their head.
That's right. It might
That's
get
not-
ugly.
it's not
You
fun.
do have concrete awning over it that would be a buffer, but at the same time, you're still dealing with condensation, and it's just not safe.
Just put
Now,
your hand
once the
under, run
building's
your pipe
emptied
out,
out-
run it down.
Yeah, could. And I'll do whatever y'all want me to do. I'll just
What's the other option?
put a new air conditioner in.
$8,000.
And it's right at 9,000. I'll pull
It's
it
going
up.
up 1,000
Going up by the
last
week.
week.
How long is it gonna be before we know we can get them out of there? I mean, if we know this time next year,
May.
but I don't think we are. No,
The election commission gonna be, I'm not
redo
familiar
the
with who's going
Chancery
Right.
building Before
Right.
they can come.
Right, so it would be next summer.
Or no,
How
or
much
maybe the
modification
next.
are they making?
We can't get Larry and them out of there until next May.
How much modification you think we're
Why
gonna need
May?
for
I thought
them?
this
They gonna
building
take the
was gonna
bottom
be ready
floor
in March.
of the Chancery building. How much do you think they need?
I think it's
Remodeling in there.
I think it's gonna take 6 months.
Well, even thinking about
It's gonna take.
who's gonna be in there or not in a year's time. The building's still gonna have to be conditioned, or you're gonna end up
Yeah.
with problems. I mean, the building's still gonna be there when they're gone. We're gonna have to maintain it.
Oh, you're talking about the
Yeah,
air.
right. We're
control.
still gonna have to have some sort of,
Climate control.
that
for-
climate control in the building to prevent any further dilapidation or anything to
So are you saying we're gonna need to keep all those units
Legal
running?
requirement for a historic building like
So
that.
it's already an issue whenever you start modifying the exterior. So this carving on windows and whatnot,
Right.
especially if it's front facing out towards the square, just understand that's.
This is
Department of
facing out
Archives.
toward the square.
Well, no, what he's
And there have
suggesting
been
is
some
not.
window units put in the past,
It would only be
all right?
probably
And they were put in, and it was one of those, you know, ask for forgiveness later,
Yeah.
and it never happened, but, you know, over the years, there have been some put in, but the location of this one is a little unique.
But
It's a
Johnny,
historical building.
how much of the building are you saying we're gonna need to heat and cool once it's empty?
Well, the whole building will need to be climate controlled, but we won't have to have it on 70 degrees. We can have it on 74, 75 degrees. Main thing is pulling the humidity out of the building. And, you know, the humidity is what causes you the problems, especially with the products that the buildings were built with back in the day. They absorb moisture. You know, modern buildings, you have sheetrock that absorbs moisture, but then again, the paints that we use and everything repel it. So, you put an empty building, turn the air off in it, in just 2 or 3 years, you're gonna be, we had the same problem with the old juvenile detention center. We thought we could turn the air conditioners off because it was all raw metal for the most part with paint. We turned the air conditioners off and we spent 2 weeks, going through the building, scrubbing the mold and mildew out of it, and then had to turn the air conditioners back on.
Oh, yeah, that's real. That's
What are
real.
we gonna-
Dock oil rig. it
What are we
stays
gonna do with that
Air
building?
freezing.
Pray for a tornado to touch down right there.
Fire,
That's
baby,
spot.
fire.
God.
This is work session, correct?
No,
They
it's a
understand
public
our
meeting.
sensitivity.
Well, he's gotta have an answer.
Meet me in my office, I'll go back there right now.
Well, right now, as we speak, the training center right behind the old courthouse, and this kind of throws another twist to it. The training center right behind the old courthouse, I believe the sheriff and all use it still for their classes, and housekeeping is housed in this building as well. Just first of this week, we've come to the determination we need to change those units. So it's another $10,000 project on changing the units in the old training center
Right now?
right now. I've got the quotes on hand, they've got to be changed.
Who's in there? Who's using that?
Housekeeping and the sheriff's office still uses it for training.
Mr. Swells, can y'all keep y'all's conversation down a little bit over there? We can't hear what's going on up here.
Hey, Brian, what do you got, what are you using in that, the training room?
That's what we got all our training on. We've done a lot, remodel the inside of it.
So you still using it then?
Oh, yeah, but just put a high dollar position screen in, a projector, and all that.
Alright, well, we had got this, company to come in and give us a price, or they won the bid on doing this energy efficient where we could get half our money back.
1 year ago, they took all the information we provided, and stacks and stacks and stacks of stuff, and I had to for her back. And they mainly, it's gonna be the lights is what it's gonna be.
Right, they're big on lights.
Since that time, we've even had to replace 4 or 5 units.
Oh, we have multiple units.
Since then,
We spent a little over $400,000 last year out of maintenance just as HVAC change
Oh,
outs.
the jail,
Most of
we
them
had a
were
whole
the
bunch of-
jail.
Well, how much do you have coming in the next couple of years?
Oh,
well, another one that he was gonna talk to y'all about is this building, this
This particular unit that provides the air for this zone, the chancellor clerk's office, and the hallway, on the back hallway, and part of the archives or library back here in the chancellor clerk's office. It's a 20-ton unit. It only has 2 circuits. Only 1 circuit is operable. You're looking at roughly $20,000, and we've already got the proposals for it. We're ready to change it now. So, I mean, just to give you an example, that's just 1 unit on this building. This building altogether, if you changed all the units, I would, you know, just rolling off the end of my tongue, I would say probably upwards of $100,000 to change all the units on this building. And I would imagine the jail, I'm halfway through changing the units on the jail, and that's probably close to another $500,000.
$500,000?
yeah, it was 400,000.
Right.
I'm gonna call him and see if he's gonna do it or not, and so we'll know.
And our fine juvenile
I mean, I
detention
hate
center,
just losing the 50% rebate.
our juvenile detention center at Pelahatchie, our new facility out there, is gonna have some issues to be addressed too. And we're talking about air conditioners at this time. you're talking about a whole different aspect of, and way of going about changing units. So there's a lot to deal with if you want to try and tackle everything at one time.
So it wasn't, I thought it was the AC units too. I thought that was a big deal, the big number.
It could be some of those too, but in the meantime, we've had some that they've gone down, they had to buy a bunch of fans at the jail and all, because it was getting so warm, Johnny had to replace the units.
Yeah.
We had to go ahead and tackle those.
Yep.
Well, I'll reach out to him and see if he's going to do it or not.
Who are you talking about?
The Dusty Roads,
Mm-hmm.
they won the bid, and I guess they just so busy, they've been waiting on us to tell them we ready or something, I don't know.
Right
But
now,
we
I just
definitely
need
have some,
I just need a blessing on, tell me which way you want me to go.
on that
On the old
room.
courthouse.
On that one,
I say go ahead and do it. You gotta do it. We gotta have maintain climate control as long as you take into consideration going forward what we're gonna do next year after everybody moves out as far as the coal sphere of our
Well,
plan.
runtime will decrease on the building when you lower or raise the temperatures. Runtime will decrease, will expand
How
the
many
lifetime
units
of
do
the old
you,
unit.
that's just for one room?
One room. It's a big room now. It's a big room. It's probably 1,400 square foot. It's a 2.5, it's not but a 2.5 ton unit, but the way that courthouse is set up, the heating is on hot water. So you have to change a hot water coil with the unit.
Well, before,
I think it's the old
before we
records. I
go
think it's the
do
old
this-
record room is what this is, isn't it? Isn't that what it is?
I think it's the old Board of Supervisors office.
Is that, well, that was,
Yeah, the big room they closed in right before you get to the prosecutor's office and put the petition wall up. Yes, old Board of Supervisors office.
Well, look, the reason why they need that room was to be able to put all these pads in to go and do all the testing on. Well, they're no longer doing that now. Becky Boyd's doing that. And so they don't need that room for that.
Well, they're moving, they have a storage facility for all of their computers and electronics down in Marquette in the storage facility. And I think they're moving part of that back up here, where it's closer to their central office, which is in the old courthouse.
No, what I'm saying though is the reason why they needed that room was what I was told by one of the election commissioners was that they needed room to be able to put all these iPads out to be able to go in and do everything. But they're not doing it now.
but we've got to maintain climate control. We've got to have something in that room. It's either going to have to do that unit. You can't put the window unit because of the location of the thing. Plus, it gets into the changing the exterior of a historic building. You lower the tonnage, maybe. I don't know. I guess that probably puts too much strain on the unit.
No, it ain't that much difference. Yeah, a 2.5 and a 3, or 2.5 to a 2. It's not.
Well,
you gotta-
the units today, the Sears have changed so much and improved, you can run a smaller unit, but. You know,
I say you don't really have any choice. You got to, to keep the everything working in there. You got to pull the trigger. So I'm in favor of I make the motion that we need to make a motion here. No. I'm in favor of it. I need 2 more votes to tell him so he move on it.
Every time I try to cut corners on something like this, I end up spending more and then coming back and putting the $9,000 unit in. So
I think you got to go and put the unit in, because they'll have to be there longer than we're thinking.
I'll try and make this as quick as possible, but the second item is probably the most important item.
I thought that was it.
No, sir. Sorry. I'm unloading. I apologize. But Miss Laura did tell me to come do it, so. The Pelahatchie barn. The city of Pelahatchie has housed it. We own the facility. They've housed the barn for many years, 40 plus years. They've been housed there. They have all of their maintenance materials, products, from road material to sewer, water, you name it. Everything is housed in this facility. It's a really old building.
Oh, that's their public works office.
That's a
then.
public works office.
Our
Well,
old
in
county.
February, it sustained straight line winds, ripped part of the rear of the roof off of the building. We went out, met the adjuster. I went through, told the adjuster my opinion, recommendations on what all was damaged during, the windstorm. And of course, he put everything together, and their numbers is nowhere close to what's a realistic number. Just the materials that we got are $25,000, but realistically, just to resheathe the 40-year-old building, re-insulate, re-sheathe is $50,000. The building has structural damage. It's years of moisture collected by the type of insulation they use to spray inside those old metal buildings. It attached to the metal frame and the sheets. Well, that insulation absorbs moisture and holds it, kind of like what you hear about
stuff.
Yeah. And you have columns, you have girts, you have purlins, everything's got really pitted and rusted through. So I don't know that the building is even structurally sound to go in and spend $50,000. Just an opinion of someone building a building and knowing how construction works, I wouldn't do it if it were mine. My recommendation is to vacate the building and condemn it. And, you know, if Pelahatchie wanted to continue being housed in there and wanted to work, do that, I would recommend turn the building over to them.
Do we use it for anything?
Is this an open building?
It's
or
a metal building. It's
it's
well,
closed?
it's supposed to be closed. Right now, half the roof has been removed.
It's open now.
They haven't taken any measures. They've been in it for 40 plus years. They've not taken any measures to even try and close the wound, if you will. But it still rains in the building. And he called me the other day. When I say he, Brady with the maintenance department.
Yeah.
He called me, real nice guy, but he told me that they were starting to smell some, mildewy smells and whatnot. And I, off the record, I told him I would be looking for an alternative storage facility if it were me, because this is a decision y'all have to make. I mean, it's going to take a large amount of money to tear the building down and put up a new facility, and I just don't know that that's the route y'all want to go.
I agree with Mr. Jones on the
Man,
recommendation.
I would say put that sucker up for bid and sell it and make them move it out of there.
Yeah.
Do you think we could sell that to somebody that wanted the building, or?
It's not structurally sound.
We'll have to get environmental study on it.
It never passed an inspection itself.
We can declare it surplus property. We would then have to offer it through a bid process, an open bid process. And we would probably need to have some sort of idea of fair market value.
Well, I mean, there's chicken houses that are 25 years old that sell every day.
So we can do that,
And
we can declare
people
surplus
take-
and not
Take
have
it
to get
down and build
environmental?
barns with them
I don't know why we would have to have them.
Quick claim deed. Just
Okay.
make quick claim deed.
Cool.
on the property
Alright.
too,
Huh?
on the real estate also.
Condemn it and market it surplus. I'll second that motion.
We'd
Are you
have-
making the motion to put that on the agenda?
we would
Yes.
have to- we
Y'all
would
understand what
have to-
motion he's making, Jessica?
Yeah, hey, ho.
What?
Well-
We're only declaring
The building.
the building
Right, okay.
as surplus,
Yeah.
What else is there?
not the underlying.
The real
property.
estate, the ground.
Why would we want to keep the ground under the
How
building?
much property is, I mean, if you got 10 acres there, would you wanna? Why
We
would
need to
I don't know how
decide
much
where.
land it is.
Mike, do you
I
use
don't
it for
think
anything?
we're gonna-
Where-
Are we using it?
Oh, we could,
Well.
we should. We damn sure don't wanna give.
See what you
away.
created here,
No,
Johnny?
give
Gee,
away 10
thanks,
acres.
you know?
Why do we want?
They
My
might
wife
might
says
need
I'm
some
always
store
causing trouble.
equipment on.
All
Just
right.
take the building off.
Yeah. I think the motion's just to get rid of surplus the building, get rid of the building, not the property.
That's fine, me.
Me.
Yeah, okay.
Me,
Is that what you want? You agree?
I do.
Somebody actually is somebody actually gonna, okay, what if we do this and nobody takes the bid? But nobody shows up, then what?
We're back.
Still ours?
We're still,
We just
Still
knock
on
it,
it?
make
just knock
another,
it down.
make another decision, but I believe there'll be somebody that is interested in it.
To dismantle and take it someplace else?
Yep.
Yeah, but out there
Mike, are
farm.
we using any of that? We don't do nothing over there. Where?
You know where Duke's Restaurant, Steakhouse is, on the left?
Yeah.
Just past it, there's a street turn to the right, goes back to the railroad track. There's a lot that the county owns there in the building.
So,
We have a waste management dumpster there, as well as the building and the city housing facility.
so what we do with a dumpster there? We ride a road crew or something?
For,
Just like we got dumpsters scattered around, Jack. I mean, just like I
There's
got
one over-
dumpsters over here.
I don't have one in my district.
All right,
That's for the city.
Yeah.
Mr. Bishop, are you clarifying your motion to?
I don't know, man. I mean, so I guess I don't understand. Y'all want to just give away the building, or
sell it,
but
maybe $10, I don't know.
so how are you going to decide? You got to divide the land somehow.
We're gonna keep the land.
We're going to ask them to remove the building from the land. To
All right.
dismantle it and remove it from the
Yeah.
property is what we're going to do.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
You think somebody won't buy that?
They buy chicken houses every day
Yeah.
to build a barn with, every day,
Okay. All right.
that are 25 years old.
Okay.
Also good farm.
But they don't pay much for it.
That's
though.
okay, and I'm not saying that
They
we're
don't
gonna
pay
get
much.
What
But
do we do-
yes.
what do
All
we
right,
do with
Mr.
the
Slade's got a comment.
Sir?
We have an interlocal agreement with Bilohatchee for the use of the facility. They fenced our entire property, so we need to at least understand that they will continue. We probably either need to put them on notice that we are out of the interlocal, which by the way has language in it that says either party can be out of the deal with
Yep.
30 days written notice. I need some direction from you. Do y'all want to go in that direction? Just put them on notice that the interlocal's at an end. And if so, I think y'all need to help me, but I'm thinking we need to tell Bilohatchee, come get your fence.
What about this? Why don't we just give them the opportunity to take it?
I think
How
that's
much land are we talking about?
Very small.
Sorry?
You're sure it's not
How
more
much-
than
how
an
much
acre or
land?
two?
It's not more than 2 acres, I don't believe. I know it's,
Yeah, if it's just that that's on the fence, I said it ain't even 2 acres.
Okay, that's.
Everything we have is under
Well, if
fence.
it's just 2 acres, and we had this agreement with them for 40 years, why don't we give them an opportunity to make us
Have the building.
an offer very little money?
No money.
Well, I mean, we could get down to that, but let them have a shot at it before we do it. I was thinking we may have 5 or 10 acres out there. But if it's just pretty much the land that the building's sitting on, if we could just get away, because I don't want it to appear that we are doing something to Bilohatchee.
No.
We're working with them, not against. I mean, I want, you know,
We just don't want to be responsible for an old dilapidated building we don't have a use for.
Where exactly is the building?
On Brown Street, isn't it?
This dumpster that's out there, is it outside the fence area?
Inside.
What street?
So do they close it at night or something?
Probably.
Grimes?
Well, I mean, the dumpster, they can't come back and say to us that they're providing us with dumpster, because really it's their citizens that use it.
Brown, you said?
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, actually, I've looked down this, because it's right behind the old country boys place.
Yeah, right before you get to country.
All right, hang on, we're getting there.
That's not taking pictures, maybe it's all in the roof.
Come on, talk to me, baby. Not that one. Not that one. There it is. Not that one. That's it right there.
what is it, 2.3 acres?
I'm fixing to tell you.
It's 2. They got it.
Come on, sweetheart.
They're calling it 2.3.
2 acres, roughly 2 acres plus or minus. You're right on the money, John.
So, why don't we just give
Well, they may not
give
want it.
Bilohatchee notice that our intent is to surplus the building, and would like to give them an opportunity to take ownership of it.
Ownership of the building?
Reach out to them I'd reach out to them, just like you're saying right
Just
now.
give it to them.
Yeah.
If
Give
they
them the building or
want it.
give them the 2 acres and the building?
Both.
Both? Works for me, if it works for everybody else.
That'd be the only thing we may use it for again, we
We do an
put a dumpster.
intergovernmental transfer, we won't have to go through all this rigmarole.
Well, we're doing them a favor putting that dumpster there anyway.
No, that's what
Well,
I'm
we'll be
saying.
done with the dumpster now. If we give it to them, I think we're done with it.
I'm good with that too.
I
You're
mean,
probably gonna spend more money in tearing the building down if you keep it and trying to clean the lot up.
I think now that y'all say where it's located and we're down to 2 acres, it'd be best. City would have a lot better use of it than we ever will.
All right, the motion's on Jay has made a motion to add this to the agenda to,
I've got to declare, Bilohatchee Barn as surplus and conduct all aspects of sale, in accordance with the state law.
Is there a second? Mr.
Well,
Gaines?
no, I would prefer to word it as in give Pelahatchie
But that will be-
opportunity to.
That still will fall
Okay,
within
all right,
those
okay,
parameters.
yep, I'm good with it then. All
All
right.
right, Mr.
Second.
Gaines
Second.
has seconded.
Second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Gaines. All in favor, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion approved. Anything else we need to discuss before we adjourn this meeting for the month?
Johnny, you got any other buildings you want us to get rid of?
I do, but I ain't related.
Got a big two-story courthouse we'd love to unload on somebody.
That and no general pitches,
All right, anything else? Going once, going twice. I hear a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Mr. Morrison, second by Mr. Gaines. All in favor say aye. All opposed, see y'all on Monday.
Greg, I got something I gotta show you.